MJF, his crowning moment. 23 minutes, 15 seconds. He defeated Jon Moxley. Of course, William Regal played a huge part in the outcome of this matchup. Speaking of people who got things right, SP3 is a man who got things right. Here, William Regal obviously ended up helping MJF. He passed him the brass knucks to get the victory in the end. I mean, I think we had riffed about what the possibilities would be here, right? And I was still unsure because it was kind of people were cheering MJF winning, but there was, the boos for how he did it. And it was, I would say it was a bit mixed. The promo he cut and the scrum was really fucking good. But again, we go back to the same, it's not an issue for me. But it would be, I guess, if you wanted a true heel champion or whatever. He's so good, right? He's so good at what he does that people just enjoy it and they appreciate him. And he's got to that level already, which is quite staggering, where it's just really hard to root against him because he's that good at what he does. And I think moving forward, we're not talking about that right now, but moving forward, that will present its own issues for Tony. He'll have to, he'll have to think of creative ways to have good opponents for MJF. But what do we think about this matchup? Because again, you predicted the finish, which is never ideal. But the drama and I think the stature of the match, right? MJF did, and Moxley, of course, did a great job of making this feel as important as it should be. And I think that helped the moment when MJF was the champion.
Yeah, I think these guys went out there and gave us a great main event matchup. Jon Moxley, just his way of kind of just listening to the fans and giving them what he wanted. They wanted him to be the heel, and he turned up that heel factor. It was like Moxley been wanting to be heel, and if you remember, before he went to rehab, he was on the verge of becoming a heel in AEW, and it's like he let go of a year's worth of built up heel angst in this matchup, flipping off the crowd. Just a great heel working over the leg of MJF. And I like how you can kind of break down the match to when, Moxley at the beginning, very cocky, not taking MJF seriously. He just thinks he's the scarf man who just needs to cheat to win and he can overcome him. And then more and more as the match progressed, he's taking MJF a little bit more seriously after the tombstone on the apron. And you see MJF fighting through, the knee injury that he was suffered there. Then he takes the power driver through the table, which was a big spot in the matchup. The avalanche paradigm shift, and he kicks out of that. Each move, each kick out, you can see Jon Moxley taking MJF a little bit seriously, getting more pissed off at the fans. I thought he did a great job of kind of expressing and showing a lot of storytelling through his facial expression, through his body language, and through his actions of what he was doing to MJF in the ring. And MJF did a masterful performance of balancing this character that he has, where he is the right balance. The fans are basically cheering him because he's so great as a heel. So regardless of how you felt about the finish, that was the right move to do, because if MJF just beats Jon Moxley like a babyface, like you guys all want him to, that's not the MJF that the fans are cheering. The MJF that the fans are cheering is the MJF who is the top heel, who is dastardly, who looks for the easy way out, and he did just that. And he always kept saying, the greatest trick the devil ever did was make everyone believe he didn't exist. What if MJF was not talking about himself? He was talking about William Regal. Because everybody thought William Regal's days as a villain was all over. He made us all believe he didn't exist, but the real devil, the Palpatine to his Anakin Skywalker, is really William Regal. Great finish. Loved it. The match, I gave 4.5 stars. These two guys have great chemistry with each other. It's weird chemistry. It's not the smoothest, but they just know how to deliver in the main event spot. They did that at All Out 2 years ago, and they did that here.
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of that at all. I mean, where the Blackpool Combat Club goes from here, I mean, first of all, you drop the Blackpool part, I guess. Moxley needs a holiday, of course. Give that man a break, as CM correctly said in the chat. who knows where they go from here. Danielson's also talking about the fact that he's not going to be a full-time performer much longer when his AEW contract runs down. You know, he'll go part-time, right? But I don't think Wheeler Yuta's apprenticeship is over yet. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with that?